Good morning. Today I am going to teach the basics in electromagnetic field. So in this hour, I want to discuss what is EMF, and I want to tell some major applications of EMF. Then sources of EMF, and next I want to discuss vector field. So first let me tell what is EMF. EMF denotes electromagnetic field, and this electromagnetic field is a branch of physics. It is a branch of physics where the electrical and magnetic phenomena are studied. So, what is EM? So, electromagnetism deals electricity and magnetism. So electromagnetic field, it is a branch of physics where we study the physical phenomena of electricity and magnetism. And now I want to tell some of the application of EMF. See, the electromagnetic field, it has a wide variety of applications. Particularly nowadays, the communication by mobile phones, that we are using EM waves. And in radio broadcasting, we are using EM. And in Wi-Fi, we are using electromagnetic wave. And for cooking, even in our home, we are using microwave oven. There we are using the EM wave. So for cooking, it is used. Then in medical image and even for treating cancer, this EM electromagnetic is used. So as a engineers, we should know the properties of this EM wave to make it more convenient or more useful to the society. So these are all some of the major application of electromagnetic wave. One is communication by cell phone and radio broadcasting, Wi-Fi, cooking and vision, infrared radiation, IR vision, then medical imaging and treating cancer. For this purpose we are using this electromagnetic waves. And now I want to tell the sources of EM. Sources of EM. So regarding this, there are two major classification or there are two major sources of electromagnetic waves. One is natural source and another one is man-made source. So EMF is produced or EMF is generated from lot of sources. In the natural sources, sun is one of the major source for this electromagnetic wave EM. And second, the lightning also one of the major source for electromagnetic waves. This is natural sources. And regarding this man-made source, see, for to transmit the electrical power from one place to another place, to transmit electrical power we are using overhead lines, overhead power lines. In that overhead lines, this overhead line is one of the source for electromagnetic waves. And next, we know the mobile phones, they are emitting the electromagnetic. And these mobile phones, computers, TV, and microwave oven, these are all some of the applications, electronics applications which is producing or which is emitting the electromagnetic wave, as well as the mobile phone communication station. Mobile phone communication station, this is also one of the source for EM wave. So the main source for electromagnetic field is natural source and man-made source. The natural sources are sun and lightning. The man-made sources are overhead power lines, mobile phones and computers, TV, microwave ovens, then mobile phone communication stations. These are all some of the main sources for electromagnetic field. And next I want to tell the contribution of some of the major scientists. So scientists involved in this electromagnetic study. So we have to remember first, electromagnetics, it deals electricity and magnetism, and for that we should know Joseph Henry. Joseph Henry, he invented electromagnet. So we know what is electromagnet. So there are two kinds of magnet. One is permanent, another one is electromagnet. Okay. This electromagnet, it was invented by Joseph Henry and Christian Ørsted. This is also one of the scientists. Christian Ørsted, he discovered electricity can be converted to magnetism. So Christian Ørsted discovered electricity can be converted to magnetism. Then Faraday, Michael Faraday, he discovered that magnetism can be converted to electricity. Okay. So why I want to tell this now? Electromagnetics, it deals electricity and magnetism. So first Joseph Henry invented electromagnet, and Christian Ørsted, he discovered or he invented electricity can be converted into magnetism, and Michael Faraday, he invented magnetism can be converted to electricity, and finally fourth, Maxwell, he proposed electromagnetic theory or electromagnetic equations. So the James Clerk Maxwell, he proposed the electromagnetic theory, and before that some major scientists, they involved in this work. They are Joseph Henry, Christian Ørsted and Michael Faraday. And finally, and James Clerk Maxwell, he proposed the electromagnetic theory, and Maxwell electromagnetic theory is very famous, and this electromagnetic theory deals electricity and magnetism. So this is a sudden basics when we go to study the electromagnetic theories, certain basics. So what is electromagnetic field? So electromagnetic field is a branch of physics which deals the physical phenomena of electricity and magnetism. And what are some of the sources of electromagnetic field? So natural source, man-made source. In the natural source we have sun and lightning. Man-made source, this overhead power line, mobile phones, TV, microwave oven, and this mobile phone communication base station. These are all some of the sources for EM waves, and some major application of this EM wave what we are using practically everyday life now. So this EM, it is widely used for today we are using the mobile phone. Okay, so for that EM is one of the main application. So this is a mobile phone and radio broadcasting, then oven, for cooking purpose and for vision, okay, and in medical imaging, X-ray, okay, scan. So in medical imaging, and then for medical treatment, even for cancer treatment, we are using this EM wave. So this is the fundamental we should know before going to this electromagnetic theory. So this electromagnetic theory, when we are studying electromagnetics, we should know what is a vector field. So we know EM is a branch of physics which study or which deals electricity and magnetism. Okay. So what is vector field mean? Any physical quantity, any physical quantity in this physical quantity means you can tell time, weight, temperature, distance, okay, pressure, physical displacement, electric field intensity, or anything. We are engineers. Or this voltage, electric potential, everything, your weight or the time, the temperature, distance, anything, any physical quantity can be represented. It can be represented in the form of scalar or vector. Okay. So we should know any physical quantity can be represented in the form of scalar and vector. Okay. Then we will see. So vector field denotes the physical quantity, anything can be represented in the form of scalar and vector. Now let us see what is scalar. So scalar is a quantity physical quantity which has only magnitude. Okay. So scalar, it is a physical quantity, it has only magnitude. And for example, I want to give some examples for scalar. Let us take this time, mass, distance, temperature, and electric potential. These are all, etc. These are all some of the examples for scalar. So time means it has only magnitude, and mass, what is your weight? Okay, it is a mass, it has only magnitude, a distance, temperature, electric potential, etc. So similar way we can tell so many physical quantity which has only magnitude is called a scalar. It's called as scalar. Now let me tell vector. What is vector? So vector in the sense, vector is a physical quantity that has both magnitude and direction. So the difference is in scalar the physical quantity has only magnitude, in vector the physical quantity has magnitude as well as direction. So I want to give you some example, some physical quantity, for example velocity, okay, velocity, then force, displacement, electric field intensity, etc. So velocity mean, for example, let me tell, speed is a physical quantity which has only magnitude. Speed, we will measure the speed meter per second, okay. So that is a scalar. Considering velocity is also a meter per second, okay, similar to speed, but it is a vector. In this velocity we have magnitude and we have direction. So any physical quantity which has both magnitude and direction, that is called as vector. Certain examples for vector is velocity, force, displacement, electric field intensity, and etc. Okay, good. And in the vector, to denote the vector is having magnitude and direction. To denote the direction, we are using a term unit vector. So we should know unit vector. What is unit vector mean? So any vector can be represented in unit vector. For example, OA, it is a vector, okay. OA is a vector. So vector mean it has magnitude. So the magnitude of this OA, that is, okay, OA vector, the magnitude, and this vector has direction. That direction is, so let me take this A, OA. So do you understand? So vector is a physical quantity which has magnitude and direction. For example, I am writing a vector OA vector here, okay, OA vector. So to denote vector, I am writing this bar, okay. So OA vector. So vector means that's equal to, it has this magnitude and direction. So to denote the magnitude, we are writing OA vector magnitude. So that okay, this is the magnitude OA, and the direction. So that direction is denoted by unit vector. That direction is denoted by unit vector. So here it is A bar. A is OA bar. So this is denote unit vector. Okay. So unit vector for identify the direction or indicate the direction. Okay. And this one is magnitude. This one is magnitude. So now we will see we'll go for some how to so now you are clear what is vector, So here addition, we will see addition. How to perform addition operation in vector. Okay. So let me tell, this is a vector. Okay. A vector. So normally we know what is two dimension. For example, to represent certain physical quantity, we used to write certain things in this xy direction, x, y. Okay. For example, in x I am telling time, right? In y I am telling temperature. So time. So morning. Let me take some 8 o'clock. Then afternoon 12 o'clock. Then evening 3 p.m. and again evening 6 p.m. Such a way I am taking the time, right? And in this side temperature. So morning 8. So this is the temperature, some low temperature. And afternoon 12, the sudden high temperature. Okay. And evening 3 o'clock, little temperature reduced. Then 6 o'clock again temperature reduced. So we are drawing a curve, right? Like this. We show the variation of temperature with respect to time. It is in x and y. This is two dimension. This is two dimension. But for this vector, we will go for always three dimension. Okay. X, Y, Z. Okay. So to represent a physical quantity in scalar in xy direction, and for vector we used to represent any physical quantity in this three dimension. Okay, x, y, z. So we should know this A vector mean. Okay, A vector. So A vector mean A vector. So A has some physical magnitude, and A has some direction. Okay. So this A in x direction, A in y direction, and A in z direction, that we have to tell. So this A vector means Ax. Okay, Ax. So this is magnitude. Okay, this is magnitude Ax, magnitude, and direction unit vector A vector. So this is in the x direction the values. Then in y direction, so Ay, this is the magnitude. Okay, then magnitude. Then to denote the direction, unit vector Ay. Then similarly Z. Okay, Az, Az, and so A vector can be written like this: Ax plus Ay plus Az. So three dimension. So this is magnitude. Ax, Ay, Az are magnitude, and the direction, to denote the direction we are writing this Ax unit vector, Ay unit vector, and Az. So similarly, to denote B vector, now easily you can write Bx and unit vector Ax plus By and unit vector Ay plus Bz. Okay, Bx, By, Bz. This is the magnitude, and this is direction. Ax, Ay, and Az. This is magnitude. Okay, so this is the way we are writing the vector. Now we have to add addition. So this is nothing but A plus B. Okay, A plus B, A vector plus B vector. Right. So how you will add? So to perform the addition function, so directly you can write this magnitude. So Ax plus Bx, right? Ax plus Bx, and this Ax and Ax both are unit vector in the x direction. So you are mentioning the direction Ax. Okay. Then, so this is the plus, right? Then again, Ay plus By. Okay, unit vector. So plus Az plus Bz and unit vector As. So this is addition of vector. So now A, B, two vectors are given, you are performing the addition operation like this. Now to perform minus operation, okay. To perform subtraction operation, okay. So in order to subtract two vectors, we have to perform this A minus B now. First it is a node, we should note, okay, to subtract subtract a vector B from A, B vector is reversed and then added to A vector. Okay. So to subtract a vector B from A, B is reversed and then added to A. For example, okay, A vector is given, B vector is given. How you will perform A minus B? So A minus B is equal to this Ax minus Bx, okay, As minus Bx, and then so this is magnitude to direction Ax. Again this plus here, plus will come, okay, and then this Ay minus By, Ay minus By, then unit vector, then plus Az minus Bz and unit vector Az. So this is how we are performing the subtraction operation in the vector. Okay, so this operator, and here it should not come minus, whereas inside the minus will come, and here you are adding, so that we have to remember. Okay, so A minus B, A vector minus B vector, A vector minus B vector denotes Ax minus Bx unit vector plus. This plus is important. Okay, so we are reversing the B vector and adding to the A, so that is subtraction operation. So next in the vector addition subtraction, next we have to see the multiplication of vectors. Okay. So in the multiplication of vector, okay, there are two methods. So one is a dot product. For multiplication of two vectors or given vectors, there are two methods. One is a dot product and another one is cross product. So in the multiplication of vectors, two methods, dot product, cross product. Okay. And vector multiplication of vector field. Okay, let me write vector field. Okay, vector field, multiplication of vector field. So dot product, so it is used for scalar product. It is scalar product. We know what is scalar. Scalar mean it has it has only magnitude. Okay, and cross product for vector product. Okay, so in the multiplication we use it. There are two methods. One is a dot product, another one is cross product. In the dot product is used for scalar product, and this cross product it is used for vector product. Okay. For example, in the dot product operation, two vectors are given. This A vector and B vectors are given. Okay. Then dot product A dot B, how to perform, that we will see. Right? So A vector, how we will write A vector? So A x, okay, then plus A y plus A z. So A in x direction, y direction, z direction. So this is the magnitude. Okay, ax, ay, az. So this is magnitude. And direction, to denote the direction we will write, so here ax and ay, direction a z, unit vector. And similarly to denote b vector, bx, by, bz. Okay, magnitude. So vector has magnitude and direction. So vector in three direction, x, y, z, three dimension we are writing bx, by, bz. Then and this direction, okay, ax and ay and az. Okay, so three vectors we have written. When we are performing this A dot B, so this is ax, bx, okay, and multiplication of this unit vector ax into ax. So A, we should know, it is a node, ax into ax is equal to 1, so this is 1. So similarly you can write dot product ay, by, and again this unit vector ay, when we multiply, this is the 1, and az, this is also 1. So this will become ax, bx plus ay, by and plus az, bz. So this is the dot product. If two vectors are given, then we have to perform the dot product in this manner. Okay. So this is scalar product, and the next one is vector product. For example, okay, let it be like this. this is B vector, sorry. Vector product. Okay, sorry. So dot product and cross product. So how you will perform the cross product? Two vectors are given. A vector, this is A vector, B vector is given. So to perform cross product, you have to go for A cross B, A cross B, in the sense A vector cross product B vector. So to write this, we have to write a matrix. It can be calculated by using a matrix form. So in this matrix, in the first row, we have to write the direction. We have to write the direction. That is nothing but unit vector. Okay. So here unit vector is AX, AX, AY, AZ. Okay, this is unit vector. You have to write like this. Then this A vector magnitude. A vector magnitude. What is the A vector magnitude? AX, AY, AZ. Okay, AZ. So similarly for the B vector, next we have to write B vector. So here Bx, By, and this Bz. Okay, good. Then we can find out the next step. We know how to find out the this matrix value. So that is the answer for this A cross B. So today we have discussed what is electromagnetic field. What is electromagnetic field? So electromagnetic field is a branch of physics. It is a branch of physics and which deals or which study the physical phenomena of electricity and magnetism. And this electromagnetic field has a vast application in our day-to-day life. So mainly nowadays we are using mobile phone and communication by mobile phone and broadcasting, radio broadcasting, Wi-Fi and cooking purpose, medical treatment. We are using electromagnetic waves everywhere, okay, everywhere. And some main sources of electromagnetic field we have seen, natural sources and man-made sources we have discussed. And next, to study this electromagnetic field comes, we should know, to study the electromagnetic field, we should know vector field. So vector field has a scalar and magnitude, scalar and vector. In the scalar, any physical quantity is represented which has only magnitude. But in vector, all the physical quantity which has magnitude and direction is discussed in vector. Okay. So for the vector, we should know certain operation, that addition operation. If two vectors are given, how to add, and if two vectors are given, how to subtraction, and how to perform the multiplication, that we have discussed today. In the coming class, we will discuss one more operator, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and the differentiation or differential operator we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.